For anyone who started investing in the crypto market in 2021, welcome to the party. You've now felt the full spectrum of emotions ranging from euphoria when the market continues to set new all-time highs to the fear, uncertainty and doubt as the market crashes 47%, wiping off over $1 trillion worth of gains. So the question now is, where do we go from here? Is the bull market back on track, or can we expect another 50% crash coming soon? Well, I've got some very important charts to share with you guys, and the purpose of this video is to help to ease the fear, the uncertainty, the doubts, and to build a game plan so we know what we're going to do for either scenario, so that this way we don't end up acting in fear and messing up our investments. So we will be looking at some historical crashes so I can show you that this pretty much happens each and every year. Keeping an eye on the big picture, I've got some really important charts to show you that we are absolutely on the right track. And then we'll finish with the worst case scenario. Unfortunately, there are some technical indicators showing there could be another big crash before this is all over. As always, if you do find anything useful in the video, be sure to drop a like. Always very much appreciated. So we recently experienced the biggest crash in 2021 so far this year, but we have to remember that this is actually quite common in the crypto market. Check it out. First up, we have Bitcoin's historical corrections. And across the top here, we have the time frames. So this was the most recent one in 2021. Then we have 2020, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2013, and 2012. And you can see we just experienced this 51% crash. And Elon Musk tweeting about Tesla was the catalyst that started this whole thing. But last year we had a 60% crash, a couple of years before an 83% crash, then we've had 30%, 40%, 87%, 50%, 80%, 56%, 42%. So what you can clearly see is that this happens in the crypto market again and again and again, and pretty much every single year. So this last 50% crash did in fact clarify a few things. Number one, Bitcoin still rules the market. If Bitcoin crashes, the whole market crashes. Number two, if you thought this market could no longer crash 50% because of all the institutional buyers, clearly not. And number three, the super cycle theory, which states that we will no longer have 4-year cycles because of all these institutions and corporations that are buying. And I think this last crash has shown that this is clearly not true. And I will personally be building my plan around the 4-year cycle, as I think this just makes good sense. For right now, I think this last crash was just a mid-cycle correction in a longer-term bull market. But we clearly still need to keep an eye on Bitcoin and the 4-year cycle. So let's take a look. And the stock to flow model is one of the best charts to see this 4-year cycle. So we can see we have these huge run-ups for a couple of years and a couple of years into a big crash before the next halving event. We have these big run-ups, and in 2013 we also had a major mid-cycle crash similar to this time before another huge up leg to the market top and then crashing down over a couple of years into the next Bitcoin halving event, a couple of years into a huge bull market run with a couple of big mid-cycle crashes along the way before coming down for a couple of years into the next Bitcoin halving event. And then this is where we're at today. We had a huge run. We're going through this big mid-cycle correction, but I do think we're going to consolidate down here before history repeats and we see the second leg of this cycle. Okay, so this is a really useful and important chart, and thank you to Raoul Pal for doing this. So what have we got? So the blue line, this is the Bitcoin price from the cycle of 2010 to 2013. So this is how the cycle played out. and this is the price for the blue line across the right, and he's overlaid the current Bitcoin cycle, and this is the price for the white along the left. Now just look how scarily correlated these cycles are. It's pretty much following the exact same pattern. Yes, there are a couple of times where we've crashed and this one's gone up, but this is eerily correlated, even to this last run up that we've just seen, and a big mid-cycle correction happening here. But if history repeats and we follow the same trend line, this indicates that Bitcoin could be going to $200,000 to $300,000 per coin. And this is a similar chart, but this time it's the Bitcoin cycle from 2016 to 2018 against the current Bitcoin cycle. And again, just look how correlated these cycles are. Again, a very similar run up here before having this mid-cycle crash. And then if history repeats, another big upcycle, another big crash before we have this blow off top. And this would indicate that Bitcoin would be going to almost $500,000 per coin. And I know we have lots of Ethereum fans, so here is the one for Ethereum. This is a longer time frame, so we've got the Bitcoin cycle from 2011 to 2019, and overlaid is Ethereum from 2016 to right now. And again, just look how correlated this is. We're having this big run up here, and this really puts things in perspective. This is the crash that we've just gone through. This makes it look like just a blip on the radar. And if history repeats, this would take the Ethereum price up to close to $20,000. And finally, just another way of looking at it, this is measured in return on investment, ROI. So you can see this is cycle 1 here. The white is cycle 2. And this is where we're at right now. Even though we're having these big crashes mid-cycle, there is still a long way to go before this is fully over. So these charts really show the big picture and why we definitely do not want to be selling. So as you can see, these charts really help show the big picture, and this big 50% crash really isn't that out of the ordinary. These big corrections pretty much happen each and every cycle. But we are still going to need patience. It's not going to be a straight line back, and it won't happen overnight. Okay, so there's still one important thing to show you guys, and it has to do with preparing for a worst case scenario. Unfortunately, there are some technical indicators showing that we still could see another 50% drop from here, bringing the Bitcoin price down to around $20,000. But just know what you're about to see isn't guaranteed. It's more like 50-50, but we still have to prepare for a worst case scenario. Take a look.
Just on a technical basis, you hit the 200 moving average, you completed the head and shoulders, that's going to give a lift to Bitcoin over the next couple of weeks. So again, I think if we go back to the BTC US dollar chart here, you could see that again, major support, you're already getting a bounce, you're back to 37,700. I think you go maybe back to this neckline here, which is around maybe as high as 45 to 47,000. And then that's going to be your resistance point. Then look for the next leg down to take you to about 20,000. The way I'm getting 20,000 is very simple here. Let me show this. Basically, you have the former level. Remember, in 2017, we had the high pivot just under 20,000. So basically, a retrace to that would just take us back to that level. I will be buying with all my hands at that point. I'll be buying with my feet, with my every part of my body at that point.
So Bitcoin still could test its previous all-time high of $20,000, which means another 50% drop from here. But at this point, it's only 50-50 whether this is actually going to happen. I personally will be keeping some money aside, ready to invest at these bargain basement prices if and when this actually happens. These are the times when everything in your body is screaming to get out, but these often turn out to be the best investments that you can make. But remember, this is just the short term and it's not guaranteed to happen. And I think long term, crypto still looks very, very good. Okay, some top tips. I would stick to the large caps. There are 10,000 cryptos now out there, and most of them are going to fail. Don't use leverage or loans. The crypto market is risky enough. The key message of this video is to have a plan. If there is a big drop, then we do this. If the market continues to go up, then, well, it's all good. If there is another big crash, then this will be me. Staying calm and looking for a great price to invest. And I believe the best thing we can do is aim to benefit from either scenario. Okay, there you are guys, hope you found this useful. In fact, just one favor to ask, if you did find anything useful in the video, be sure to drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I invite you to click below and join us. I do have some great videos coming up that you don't want to miss. Okay, cheers guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.